Yes, good afternoon. This is yours truly, Bruce Obi. Bruce Obi is a legal practitioner based in Lagos. The It's important. I just felt that it's important to share my views on the drama that occurred at the Federal Capital Territory when Honorable uh, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in the person of His Excellency Nyesom Wike, you know, had a heated argument with the naval officer who was under a command to protect private property. Now, there are a lot of issues that you could address in that particular encounter. But the first thing to say is that all of that drama could have been avoided if the court was engaged. No doubt, the military officer who is said to own the place is in possession of that land, at least up to yesterday. And if the authorities of the Federal Capital Territory felt otherwise, if they were interested in the place, or they felt that the owners did not have title in the land, it was important to approach the court system to ensure that they could also enforce their claim to ownership, because as it were at that particular point there is a dispute in the land as to ownership of the land. And one thing is given: possession is a nine-tenth of the law. So somebody is already in possession, and it was up to him to protect his possessory interest, especially when he felt threatened, when that possession and ownership felt threatened by the authorities. So yes, it is not the actual procedure that military personnel could be sent to protect a private property. But where your possession is challenged, where your ownership is challenged, you the individual may take extraordinary means to ensure that his right is secured. And so that's where the court system comes in. For the authorities who felt that they didn't have any right to be in the land, who felt that maybe their interests have been revoked, so it was important that for you to enter into that land, you ought to go to court to seek for the appropriate remedies for you to recover the land from the person who is presently in occupation of the land. And to conduct that process, the honourable minister did not need to appear there, because the court system, even if the Federal Capital Territory went to court and won, there is the court sheriffs who will go there and recover the place from the present occupier. It didn't require the honourable minister to go there personally, to be confronted by the soldier who was talking down on him. I know that that could appear very disrespectful, but then again, we must make the point that in military command structure, the soldier was, or the officer was only to take instructions from his superior, and in this case the minister was not that superior. The minister was not that person that sent him to that location to protect it. So he could not give a counter instruction, a counter order for the officer to obey. And I thought that that was simple enough for the minister to appreciate and understand. And now taking it further, both of them are appointees of the commander-in-chief, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The minister answered directly to the commander-in-chief, who is the president of our country. And then the officer, you know, through his superior, also takes command from the commander-in-chief. So at the point of altercation, both of them were actually equals because they take instructions directly. The instructions by way of hierarchy flows down from the commander in chief and they report back to the commander in chief. So, and in terms of structure, there was a command that went to the officer that sent him to that place. We may quarrel with how the officer is sent to go and protect a private property because it is not for him, in a democratic setting. It is not proper that soldiers are sent to protect a private property. No, it is not one of their assignments. But even at that, so you will find that at that particular point, each of the parties was actually engaging in self-help. And self-help was not the appropriate approach, to situations of this nature. And that is why the law is there. And everybody who is aggrieved, who has a grievance, is encouraged to approach the court. Okay, look at the heated argument. It could have degenerated, it could have been worse. And that's why stakeholders are encouraged to take the advantage of the court system, no matter how strongly you feel about your interest. Once you have dispute arising from ownership or title or possession of land, the place to go to is the court, so that every issue can be resolved